Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a young man who is stuck in a rut and trying to figure out what he'd like to do for a career. It's starting to take a toll on him emotionally, and it's causing him a lot of frustration as he wonders what to do. He's someone that really enjoys the outdoors and sports, but he has no idea where to start. So let's go ahead and get right into it and see what we can do to help him out. So he starts, "Hi guys, a bit of a backstory here. I'm 20 and have no clue what to do with my life at all. I was never that kid who dreamed of being something. I'm currently working a dead-end job in retail and I don't enjoy it, but I can't think of anything else I truly enjoy. Think I'm possibly in one of the biggest ruts I've ever been in, and it's making me kind of feel depressed. I like sports and the outdoors and video games a lot. I've always said to family and friends I couldn't work in an office my whole life, and I'd love to work outside, but there's no real career options where I live in the UK that are secure and the pay is decent to enjoy your life. I just dread the feeling of hating work, but being stuck in a 9 to 5 my whole life, depressed and unhappy. I've thought about it all, from getting a trade such as an electrician to working within the police and vice versa, but I genuinely have no clue. Literally any help is appreciated on this. Just need people's opinions on career paths for me. Thank you." So it's actually not a bad thing to not have a dream of what you wanted to be when you grow up. So a lot of people who have always wanted to be, let's say, a doctor might end up finding out that they really don't even like medicine once they start taking classes, or once they become a doctor, heck, they may not even make it into med school, and then they're really going to be frustrated. So the fact that you don't have any expectations is actually not a bad thing. There's a couple things, though, I think you should consider before you start to think of career options. You mentioned electrician, and I want to ask, what makes you interested in that? Same with police officer. Both of those jobs require a lot of problem solving, working with people, building good relationships, communication, being active. So I think what you should do is pinpoint exactly what aspects of those jobs from a skills perspective, like I mentioned above, which of those appeals to you the most, and then think about careers that utilize those skills. Can you think of any jobs that fit those criteria? The first thing that just kind of popped in my head, I immediately thought of was like a park ranger or a warden. That would fit your love for the outdoors, and it also has a law enforcement component. Another field you may like is like a firefighter. Everybody likes firefighters. It's an active job. It can be well paying, at least here in the US. That's where I am. But I'm not sure about the UK. But it's also fulfilling. And speaking of the medical field and an active problem solving type of field, nursing. But also, now think of your other career goals. No one wants a job that is going to make them depressed and unhappy. I think it kind of goes without saying. But you also got to think about the lifestyle you want to live. The jobs that I mentioned, and like you had talked about, like a police officer, those are typically shift jobs, and you could be working random hours. 9 to 5 is going to be more rigid, but there's a set schedule, and your life is going to feel a bit more structured. The reason, I think that you need to consider that is some people hate the thought of working random hours, especially when it comes to thinking about third shift or weird 12-hour, on-off rotations. And some people need that type of, 9 to 5 structure in their life where they know exactly what's going on in their life. So at 20, the way you want to live might not matter so much to you, but when you're 39 and maybe you have kids and a family, it might be different. So just consider that farther down the road too, where you might be. So it might help to think of a list of maybe 10 to 15 criteria that are must-haves in a job, good to have, and must not, or you cannot have in a job. So maybe you take out of those 15 criteria, 5 are things that you have to have this in a job. 5 of them are things that it'd be good if they had that, but it's not detrimental. And then 5 things that you're like, this job, if it cannot have these things. And then start searching careers that are of interest to you, and then see how they match up with your list. Take the top 3 and that match up, and do some thorough research and see if you want to pursue finding out more. Once you do that, you can go to a school that offers training and get some information on the field and see what you think. If it sounds good, take some classes. There might be some opportunities to network with people by reaching out to people on social media that are actually in that field. Just shoot them a message and say, "Hey, I'm interested in getting to know more about what you do, and do you have some time to chat?" If they don't get back to you, they don't get back to you. Who cares? And if they do, have a list of questions that you want to know the answers to. Don't worry too much about your skill sets at this point. You'll know what's going to be what you'll be good at and what you're not going to be good at once you start doing some research. But like I said before, you're actually in a really good spot. So, try not to feel too down on yourself right now. I know when you're in these ruts, it can be frustrated, and it's hard to not try to look at yourself and be like, ugh, what's wrong with me? But just start with the what you want, and then the how you're going to get there questions, and you'll progress. It also helps to give yourself some benchmarks or a timeline. Like say to yourself, I'm going to research 3 jobs in the next week and contact one of those jobs within a week after that, or something of that nature, and you'll start figuring out your own process for narrowing down your search. The important thing is to just start. And what I kind of laid out for you is just kind of that starting point. But yeah, anyways, I hope this helps even just a little bit. If you'd like to speak with me further, please let me know. I am more than willing to lend a listening ear. If you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe. In any case, I hope it all works out for you. Good luck, and we will talk with you soon.